All right, let's jump right in. We're going to be talking about a short, but wow, an incredibly powerful chapter of the Quran, Surah Al-Humazah. And today, we're going to unpack why its message is so much deeper than the simple label it often gets. So, you might be thinking, isn't this chapter just about, backbiters and gossip? And yeah, that's how we often see it used, right? Someone just slaps it on a social media post to call out an enemy. But what if I told you that's a really shallow way to look at it? That by doing that, we're actually missing a huge, much more urgent warning. I mean, look at how it opens. Woe to every scorner and mocker. That is heavy. It's not a gentle suggestion. It's a direct, powerful condemnation right from the get-go. It sets this incredibly serious tone and tells you straight up, we are dealing with something seriously destructive here. But here's the thing. We have a tendency to weaponize this, don't we? We grab this verse and use it like a club to label people we don't like. Could be our neighbors, could be political opponents. And when we turn this deep, profound guidance into just a simple tool for name-calling, we're totally missing the point. The real lesson is about the health of our entire society. Okay, so to really get this, you have to see the bigger picture. The context here is just brilliant. The chapter that comes right before this one, Surah Al-Asr, it's all about building a strong, unified community, a community with a mission. So it's no accident that Surah Al-Humazah comes next. Think of it like an antivirus program installed specifically to protect that unity from the very things that are designed to tear it apart.
So what is this antivirus protecting us from? Well, this chapter zeroes in on two specific, really potent poisons. And get this, these aren't just about individual sins, like one person doing one bad thing. No, these are described more like social diseases, the kind of thing that, if you let it spread, can make an entire society just rot from the inside out.
All right, let's break down poison number one. This one is all about the corrosive power of the tongue. It's incredible, really, the sheer amount of damage we can do with just our words. And we're not just talking about simple backbiting here. This goes way deeper. It's about mocking people to their face, slandering them when they're not around, publicly humiliating them, just making them feel small and worthless. Every single one of those actions is like planting a little seed of hate. It just shatters the bonds between people, destroys trust. It unravels the very fabric that holds a community together. Think about it. Once you truly mock someone, they're gone. You've lost them for good. Okay, so that's the first poison. The second one, it shifts our focus from what comes out of our mouths to what we hold in our hands. It's all about the delusion of greed, this obsession with collecting and hoarding wealth, and the way that completely corrupts a person's soul. The surah actually describes this really specific psychological trap. You have a person who just gathers wealth, constantly counting it, obsessed with it, and they start to actually believe that this pile of money will make them live forever. It's wild. They get so wrapped up in accumulating more and more that they completely forget that the clock is ticking for them, just like for everyone else. Their wealth creates this bubble, this false sense of being permanent, of being better than others. And the consequence for spreading these poisons in society? Well, it's incredibly severe. It's a very specific punishment called Al-Hutama. And that name literally translates to the crusher. So this isn't just any old fire we're talking about. It's a fire that has a specific, crushing, bone-breaking function. Now, wait a minute. That might sound a little strange, right? I mean, fire burns things. It consumes them. How on earth can fire crush something? It's a really fascinating question, and there's a powerful way to think about this. Think about a pressure cooker. What does it do? It builds up intense heat and pressure on the inside, and that force breaks down the very fibers of whatever's in there, making it fall apart from within. That's kind of like how Al-Hutama is described. It's an intense pressurized fire that doesn't just scorch you from the outside. No, it gets inside and crushes you from within. And its ultimate target? The heart. And this right here brings us to a really critical point. These two poisons we've been talking about, the divisive tongue and obsessive greed, they're not just about individual personal problems. When they become widespread in a society, they actually transform into systemic flaws big enough to bring down entire civilizations.
You know, it's interesting, the source material points out this fascinating and honestly pretty sobering historical pattern. If you look back at the big capitalistic world powers over the last few hundred years, you see a cycle. You have the Portuguese, who basically pioneered modern banking, then the Spanish, dominating with all that New World silver, then, of course, the British Empire, and now the current American power. The analysis suggests that each one seems to have this cycle of dominance that lasts about 80 to 100 years before it starts to crumble under its own weight.
So the big question is why? Why does this keep happening? The argument laid out here is that the system itself has a fatal flaw baked right in. Its core principle is greed. It's described as this ruthless system that's literally designed to make money from everything, including human suffering, disease, you name it. And the point is, an empire built on a foundation like that, it's pretty much destined to fall apart from the inside.
Okay, so let's pull this ancient warning right into the 21st century. Because these exact same principles of division, they're being used right now, today, on a brand new battlefield, the digital world.
And the goal hasn't changed one bit. It's the same as it's always been. Weaken a society from the inside, break its unity, get its people to turn on each other, to fight amongst themselves. Because if you can do that, the society will rot and collapse all on its own. You don't even need to send in an army.
Now, this isn't being presented as some kind of vague conspiracy theory. There are concrete examples out there. The source points to one, a state-sponsored cyber warfare unit, specifically mentioning Israel's Battalion Number 8002 as a group whose entire job is to operate online to influence political opinions and to spread division. You see, the weapons have just been upgraded for the 21st century. It's not whispers in the marketplace anymore. Now it's coordinated social media accounts, armies of bots spreading negativity and fake news, manipulating what you see in your feed, all of it designed to expertly plant those same old seeds of hatred, to get us to mock and belittle each other. It's the poison of the tongue, but amplified 1,000,000 times over by technology.
So, okay, after all these heavy warnings about what tears us apart, what's the point? What are we supposed to be doing instead? See, the Quran doesn't just point out the problem and leave you hanging. It also gives us the solution, the ultimate goal.
And that goal is to build what the Quran calls a bunyanun marsus. Now, what does that mean? It means a solid, firm structure where all the parts are seamlessly joined together. It's the image of a community that is so unified, so resilient, that it can stand up to all these internal poisons and external pressures. That unity, protecting it, is the absolute key to survival and strength.
Which, of course, leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? In this world we live in, a world full of digital armies and insane political polarization, with economic systems that feel like they're literally designed to divide us and pit us against each other, how do we actually build that solid structure in our own lives, in our own communities? That right there is the challenge that Surah Al-Humazah puts right in front of us today.